All right. So we're going to do another session of You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. And I'm Darby.
And I'm Brooke.
And this is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. Oh, I know. I didn't give it to you. I should have just given it to you.
It's fine. It's fine.
There's no other reason. Okay. So as people join, we're just going to leave this up. The format is ask a question in the chat. I will put it up on the screen. I will read it. Brooke will answer our questions. So, Brooke, real quick, classes start January 8th.
Yes.
So people need to know what is today, what needs to happen by the end of today.
Yeah. So if you have started an application to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online, you have to finish your application today. Today is the last day to finish your application for BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. Now, you would have had to already start that application process in order to enroll and start classes on Monday. And so make sure that you get that application finished today for BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. You can apply today for Pathway Connect. So if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu, you're going to go to that website. In the upper right-hand corner, there's going to be a button that says apply for free. You can go ahead and click there, and then that will take you to our admissions page. There's a button that says apply now that you'll be able to take advantage of and get your application started for free. When you enroll in Pathway Connect, there's no application fee, there's no essays, no ACT or SAT requirements. And if you're over the age of 18, you don't even need a GED or high school, secondary school diploma in order to get started.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Okay, we've got some great questions. Brooke's rolling already. Right? So good. Okay, what do you do in the first 3 months? So I think they're asking about what is Pathway Connect? What is that all about? Because it's really unique to BYU Pathway. So a lot of people don't know what to expect.
Yeah. So Pathway Connect is really designed to help all students. In your first 7 weeks, you are going to participate in Pathway Connect 101 or life skills. So it's all budgeting, time management. You're doing math and English throughout Pathway Connect, but it's really focusing in on those life skills. The next 7 weeks, Pathway Connect 102, it is all about professional skills. So it's resume building, cover letters, creating a LinkedIn profile, really honing in those professional skills to prepare you to be ready for the job market. Again, you're going to be doing math and English sort of on the back end as part of this experience as well. During your third 7 weeks, or Pathway Connect 103, it's university skills. So it's preparing you to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. You'll also start your application to BYU Idaho and Ensign College Online during Pathway Connect 103. And you're taking your first university course for your first certificate. So as soon as you get started, you're just right in there, ready to go. And it's a great experience and opportunity for you to be able to study online, to really fit school in around your own schedule. You get to pick your gathering time. That takes place weekly with about 10 to 20 other students in your area that are also studying through BYU Pathway. You have service missionaries that are facilitating that gathering and really cheering you on, ready for you to have a great experience.
Awesome. Okay, keep putting your questions in the chat and I'll make Brooke answer them. Oh, by the way, no, it's not going to show us. I'm Darby and this is
Brooke.
She's that way. And this is called You've Got Questions,
We've Got Answers.
And the whole format is you put your questions in the chat and we will try as quickly as possible to answer your questions. It can take 10 or 15 minutes when we start really getting going here. So if it takes us a minute, we promise we are looking at those. Okay, so we have a question and we had another one on Instagram a minute ago that said, hey, I'm trying to get into my classes through the Canvas app and I just can't see anything yet. Yeah, you won't see anything until about the 6th, which is Saturday. Things will show up then and we will get going. It'll be fun.
It'll be awesome.
Have
no fear if you've tried to access your classes and you can't. Saturday is when you'll get access to them.
And this was our other question, which somebody did answer in the chat on Instagram. Thank you. If you have an answer before we can get to it that you can share with somebody, please do. That helps out a lot, especially if it's in Spanish or Portuguese and you speak that language, or French. Answer for us. We don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I go on, Brooke.
If you have someone that you think would really benefit from BYU Pathway, you can share this feed with them. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So please feel free to share this with them or with your friends and family. We want to help as many people as possible either start or finish a university degree.
Fabulous. Okay, so we have a question about transferring to campus, Brooke.
Yeah. So BYU Pathway is not designed to help folks get to BYU and Provo. So if that's something that you are interested in doing, you'll need to start an application to BYU, and then you can transfer your credits as part of your enrollment to BYU. So any university that you're interested in going to after completing Pathway Connect or your first or second certificate, you can absolutely transfer. And then it's going to be up to that university which credits they accept and what they're applied to.
Awesome. Okay, here's kind of a big one. Hey, I've gotten a question before. I'm a Pathway Connect 103 student at this upcoming block. Does BYU Pathway have plans to do a more general associate's degree in addition to their applied associate's degree? I feel like my education plan for getting a particular bachelor's degree would be achieved sooner if I had a general associate's degree rather than applied associate's degree.
Yeah. Lynn, great question. So we don't have plans for that right now, but if there are, that Darby and I are aware of. So we work in the marketing department. So sometimes there are plans underway in other departments that we're unaware of. And so if that changes, we will absolutely get online and share that. If you are here in the United States, if you are interested in a bachelor's degree that BYU Pathway doesn't offer, we have a partnership with WGU, ASU, and a few other universities where you can start with us and get some of your classes, and then there's an agreement that you can transfer over. And I'm going to pull up that web page so that Darby can share it if you give me just a minute. So Darby, do you want to share which bachelor's degrees we offer while I'm pulling this?
Yeah, you know that I can't rattle those off like you can.
But
I will pull them up, and I will pull that URL up real quick so we can see that. So if you are interested in what bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, and other certificates we offer, you can go to those by visiting this website, byupathway.edu/degrees. And then you can dig in deeper by going to program list. But I'll go ahead and list off our bachelor's degree. We have a bachelor's degree in business, 2 in technology, communication, health, family, and professional studies. Professional studies is great because you can choose a little bit broader variety based on your interest and future plans for the certificates that you choose. Now, Brooke, you're pulling up a URL for me to share, right?
Yes. So this one is on WGU's website. So if you are in WGU's only available in the United States. So if that's something that you're interested in, if there is a program that you want to do, but that doesn't work with us, WGU has guaranteed that they'll work and figure out, how far can you go in BYU Pathway before needing to transfer over to WGU. So it's been a great partnership in that regard. And then we also have one with Arizona State University, and I'm trying to find that one right now, but I'm having a hard time. So we might need to go to the next question. And as soon as I've got it, I will share.
Perfect. Okay. Next question is how do I talk to somebody with my questions? So if you are already a BYU Pathway student, you're going to talk to what's called your mentor, which is instead of just making a phone call and calling and getting a different service agent every time, we have a system where you can talk to the same person throughout most of your entire degree. And that's who you're going to talk to. Now, Brooke, if somebody isn't a student yet and has questions, what is the process for them?
Yeah, so there's a couple things. If they want to talk with someone, they can make an appointment via byupathway.org/APPT. And so you can look at when there's an upcoming time that works for your schedule. So you can go there to book an appointment with an enrollment counselor. They will do their best to answer every question that you have. If you stump them, they will find out the answer and circle back with you. So it's a great way. So BYUpathway.org/APPT is where you can go for additional help or to schedule an appointment.
Awesome. And then this is the URL that you just sent over, transfer options, I believe, Brooke,
Yes. Yep.
About different places that do have a relationship with BYU Pathway, right?
Yeah. So there's a few options where you can work with one of our transfer partners if there's something that you're interested in that we don't offer. The acceptance requirements, this is only available for students who are living in the United States to transfer to one of these universities. So if you go to that website, you can learn more about what opportunities are available for you and to be able to make that transition to another university.
Awesome. Okay. I would like to know how I can enroll for a bachelor's degree as I finish up Pathway Connect. What's that process going to look like?
Awesome. So during Pathway Connect 103, you will be able to start your application to BYU Idaho Ensign College online. And so once you start your 103 classes, you won't be able to finish your application until you finish Pathway Connect 103 and have a 3.0 or higher. Because that is the GPA requirement to go from Pathway Connect to BYU Idaho Ensign College online. But in your student portal, there will be an option for you to continue studies online. And your service missionaries will walk you through what that process looks like as part of one of your Pathway Connect 103 classes.
Fabulous. Okay. So question here about why school fees are increasing. So BYU Pathway's fees have actually not increased very much in the last 10 years. We kind of talk about the Pathway Connect fees, and then kind of the university fees.
Yeah, of course. So, and I've worked for BYU Pathway for 3 years. And in the United States, the tuition has increased $2 in the last 3 years, which is, when you look at other universities, almost nothing. And so while it's hard to have any sort of increase, the only reason for the increase is to help cover cost. We will never increase more than is needful. And so when you finish Pathway Connect and go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, whatever the Pathway Connect rate is in your home country is what you will continue to pay per credit. So there is not going to be a fee increase if you finish Pathway Connect and go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online. Now, if you decide to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College on campus or become a direct admit student and bypass Pathway Connect, that is $139 a credit. So significantly more than BYU Pathway, but still an amazing option and incredibly affordable when you look at what other universities in the United States charge per credit. So it's still a great price, and sometimes is going to be the right option for students. But when you're starting with Pathway Connect, that price will stay with you through your online certificate and degree program.
Awesome. Hey, if you're just joining, I'm Darby, and
I'm Brooke.
Is Brooke. And this is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
I keep talking over Brooke, so I'm trying to let her answer that. So if you're just joining us, put your question in the chat. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It takes us about 10 minutes, maybe 15 if we're getting really behind to get to your question, but we'll try to get to it really fast. We're moving along really fast right now. So keep asking your question. Brooke, I think we answered this one. I want to know how to enroll as I finish up Pathway Connect. Yep. So we'll move forward. So it sounds like some problems with Degree Planner. Have you heard of any problems? And if so, have you heard of anything, Brooke?
So I haven't heard of any problems today, but I will reach out on our chat and figure out if there's something going on that we're unaware of. But that's really frustrating. So I'm reaching out to a member of our team that is aware of things like that, and we'll circle back soon.
Awesome. Okay, I'm getting some more questions in here. Again, if you're just joining us, put your questions in the chat. Brooke and I try to answer these as quickly as possible to make sure that if you've just had something you've been trying to figure out, ask us. We know a lot about BYU Pathway, and we would love to answer. So Brooke's going to find out a little bit more about Degree Planner. I'm going to leave that question in my queue for a minute. How do I register again is the next question. So you're going to go, I'll pull up the URL. You're going to go to BYUPathway.edu. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little gold button that says apply for free. You're going to walk through the application. If English is your native language, it takes you about 10 minutes. If English is not your native language, you'll need to do an English language assessment that just makes sure that you're ready for university English. So plan, I don't know, a half an hour, Brooke, a little bit more than that maybe?
Yeah, I'd say a half hour to 45 minutes just to go through the whole thing. And the reason why we have you take a free English language assessment is we want to make sure that you have the English skills needful to succeed in Pathway Connect. We just want to make sure that it is a great experience for you.
Awesome. Okay, so Brooke, do you have an answer about the Degree Planner question yet?
Not yet. So I've reached out to the person, and we'll circle back. I'll give a flag once I hear from them.
Okay, I'll leave that question in my queue. We're going to jump over to some Facebook questions. Hey, I have a concern. I paid my tuition. I was able to download my certificate, but I've noticed my certificate looks different than other students because there's no, it says it doesn't list maybe the classes and the design is black. Is that normal? That doesn't sound normal.
So,
do you know?
So a couple things. So if this is your Pathway Connect certificate, the Pathway Connect certificate does look different than the BYU Idaho and Ensign certificates. So that it should still be in color in black and gold. And your Pathway Connect certificate is not going to list all of the classes that you took. If you have need for that, you can print out a transcript, or you can send someone to BYU Pathway's website to learn more about what classes you took in order to receive a Pathway Connect certificate with a qualifying grade. And so if you earned a certificate through BYU Idaho or through Ensign College, those again are also going to be available in your student portal for download. And then you'll be able to receive a printed copy of that in the mail. And that usually takes 6 to 10 weeks to get to students after graduation.
Okay. Fabulous. Okay. How do I register for scholarships again? The school fees are hard for me. Okay. I'll pull up the URLs for you, Brooke.
Perfect. So in your student portal, you'll be able to go and you should see something that says Heber J. Grant tuition discount, scholar.
Oh, you just went mute for me, Brooke. I can't hear you. So I think that I can't hear you, Brooke. I think I can hear me. So yeah, I can hear me. I just checked on my phone. Brooke's gonna check what's going on real quick. Hopefully it's an easy to fix thing. We apologize for that. If you're just joining us, the format is you're going to put your question in the chat. We're going to try to answer those. Brooke was talking about the scholarships. I can take over for her for a minute. Let me get back to that question. So the question was, how do I register for the scholarship? So BYU Pathway has two main scholarships. We have the Heber J. Grant tuition discount and the missionary tuition discount. The Heber J. Grant tuition discount is available to all students after you apply, but before you pay your tuition. You're going to log into your student portal, and you're going to have a prompt in your student portal that says to apply for the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. You're going to do a module, and by module, I mean like a tiny course that's going to take you maybe 30, maybe 40 minutes, watch a few videos, answer a few questions, and then you're going to be awarded a certain tuition discount, 10, 25, or 50% off, depending on your financial need. That's the first tuition discount we have. The second tuition discount we have is automatically applied. It is the Heber J. Grant, it is the missionary tuition discount. It's available to young missionaries who have served a full-time proselyting or service mission, and who have returned in the last 5 years. So that tuition discount is you are eligible for from the day you return to 5 years from your return date. That's automatically applied because when you sign up for BYU Pathway, you sign up through your church account, and it registers that you served that mission. Okay, so we're going to hopefully have Brooke rejoin us again in just a minute, and I'm going to get all of our questions re-queued up. So if you have a question, put it in the chat. We're answering questions on Facebook, and we're answering questions on Instagram. I'm going to get a few more of these Instagram questions ready for us here. Okay, so we answered this question about tuition discount. So the next question says, hey, if you're in Liberia, how much are the fees? So in order to find out the fees for your area, you can go to byupathway.edu/tuition, and you can choose your country. The fees are different in every country, and you need to go through Pathway Connect to have those fees, to have that tuition cost apply through your entire degree. Okay, I'm going to keep going here, and hopefully Brooke will join us again in just a minute. So we're going to get rid of that one. Okay, another question about scholarships. If you're looking to find out more about our scholarships, let me pull up our financial aid page. And here is, I'm going to pull up this URL for all of you. Let's see. There's Brooke right there. I see her just pop back in.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. That's great.
So bizarre. Sorry about that.
That's fine. I was just pulling up the URL for Heber J. Grant tuition discount. So if somebody wanted to learn more, you can go here to learn more about the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. If you want to learn more about the missionary tuition discount, that URL is byupathway.edu/scholarship25. Okay. Brooke, it's good to have you back. We're going to jump into this question right here. Do I need to pay the full amount to start studying again?
Yeah. So if you have a financial hold on your account, you will need to pay that hold amount before you can start studying through Pathway Connect. And then you have the full term to pay tuition for Pathway Connect. So again, if you have any sort of financial hold on your account, you will need to pay that before you can continue on to the next semester. But then you'll have approximately 7 weeks to pay for the next term. If you are a BYU Idaho or Ensign College student, your tuition is due in full on Monday, January 8th.
Awesome. Okay. Keep the questions coming. We've got Brooke back now, so we can answer more of these a little more quickly. Brooke, do you have a degree planner answer yet from earlier?
No, I think part of what happened was here we go. They said that there's nothing that they're aware of and are asking for additional details. So if you can tell us if there's something else going on, or if there's something specific that you might be experiencing. So I know last week there were a couple of issues with Degree Planner. So if you haven't tried yet today, I would go ahead and log back in and see if you can get that taken care of.
Okay. The next question comes from Facebook, Brooke, and they said, people are unable to get a job in the field, and it's only returned missionaries that are in favor of getting a job. I'm not really sure that I have enough information to kind of like address that, Brooke. Do you want to? Let me see if there's a question before it.
Okay. And I'll say a couple of things. We are working with our employment partners and working to get additional opportunities for all students while they're currently enrolled in Pathway Connect and while they're enrolled in BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College. We know how important it is to have employment opportunities. And so we are working really hard to get more of those opportunities available for all students. But I would say If you go to hirebloom.com, that's probably one of our larger employment partners, and you can submit your interest there. And as opportunities arise, they'll reach out. And I would make sure that you are sharing everything you can about your experience, what skill sets you have. You can also go to BYU-Pathway.edu/linked-in or /LinkedIn. And on that page, there is some really great advice and information about setting up a LinkedIn profile, making sure that it indicates that you're open for work and what opportunities you might be interested in and well suited for.
Okay, the next question says, do you have only English courses? So good chance to talk about English Connect.
Yeah. So we partner with another program provided by the church called English Connect to offer low-cost online English courses. You can go to englishconnect.org to learn more. And that website is available in several languages. So you'll be able to read it yourself or share it with someone who is a non-native English speaker. And then as far as BYU Pathway is concerned, we have close to 30 certificates. We have 8 associate's degrees and 7 bachelor's degrees. So we have associates in family history research, and then associates and bachelor's degrees in applied business, applied health, communication, human and family relations, information technology, web development, and professional studies. You can also go to the URL on the list to learn more about what programs are available for you here.
Awesome. Okay, keep the questions coming. Let's jump to a Facebook question. Please, exactly when should an aspiring student start their enrollment for the next session?
I love it. So if you're interested in joining BYU Pathway, there's still time for you to start your application. We've only reached our enrollment cap in parts of Africa, but not everywhere in Africa. So if you go to apply and it's saying there's not a program available for you currently, you'll be able to register for classes that start in April. But you'll go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says apply for free. That will take you to our admissions page. And then once on the admissions page, you'll be able to learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway and to click on that gold apply now button. If you are starting with Pathway Connect, classes start every January, April, and September. There is still time for you to get started and enroll to start classes next Monday, January 8th.
Okay, we've got a 2-part question here. The first part of the question says, hey, can I take an in-person class? I'm already in Utah. And then the second part from the same user just says, does the program offer F1 visa status?
Yeah. So BYU Pathway Worldwide does not offer visas. It's not designed to get you to the United States. It's really designed to help you stay in your home location. And if you move, you can take school with you, which is awesome. There are some in Utah, there are some in-person gatherings. So if you're interested in doing BYU Pathway Worldwide online, but taking your Pathway Connect class in person, there is an option. And there's a few places around the world that offer in-person gatherings. It's really based on demand and interest. But most places, Pathway Connect is going to be online.
Awesome. All right, let's jump over to Facebook, Brooke. Let's see. So I have additional questions. Where can I go for help is the question here.
Awesome. So Maria, there's a couple of options. So one, you can send us a direct message on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll do our best to get those questions answered for you. And then you can also book an appointment with an enrollment counselor by going to byupathway.org/APPT. And you can go there to chat with someone. They'll do their best to answer every question that they can for you. And so we'll want to help you just as quickly as we can. So send us a direct message. If you are a current student, your mentor will be the best line of defense to help. So if you're not sure who they are, you can go to byupathway.edu. In the lower right-hand corner, there is a button that says, need help, chat with us. After you log in there, you'll be able to ask, who's my mentor? And then the system will tell you who your mentor is and share their contact information with you.
Awesome. Okay, we are about 15 minutes behind on the questions here. So if you asked a question, give us a few more minutes to get to it. We are trying really hard. The next one says, hey, can old students take advantage of the 3-year degree program, or does it only affect those starting like in April?
Yeah, so Tess, there is an opportunity for you to switch, but it might not be best for you to switch, depending on how many classes you've already taken. So there's an FAQ if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu/3-year-degree-information, which is a lot, so it's on the screen. But if you visit that URL, you're going to be able to see some frequently asked questions and sort of decide, is making that switch to the 3-year degree or 96 credit degree the best choice for you. For some students, it's going to be a great option. And for others, it's going to be best for them to just stay in the degree program they're in right now.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Next question says, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of technical services. I was given a chance to contact someone on WhatsApp who does know what needs to be done. So it sounds like Stuart might be having some issues. What would you suggest for somebody who's having some technical issues, Brooke?
Yeah. So Stuart, if you are a current student, I would reach out to your mentor. So again, if you've got their contact information, awesome. If not, go to BYU-Pathway.edu, and in the lower right-hand corner, click on that button that says chat with us. And we will be able to provide their contact information. You can also send us a direct message, and we have some team members that can submit a ticket on your behalf if we can't answer the questions.
Okay. And Brooke, you answered this degree planner question, correct?
Yes. So I have reached out, and we just need some additional information. So if you're seeing anything troublesome, please let us know.
Okay. Brooke, you're breaking up just a little bit, just a heads up. Hopefully, I know we tried to fix this before we went online today, and Brooke's internet was giving her some fits. So if it breaks up some more, I'll try to call her out on it so she knows to slow down. We have somebody just saying, hey, from the Philippines, we're glad to see all of you here. Answering questions really is one of our favorite things to do. So, okay, so here's a big one. Is the new 3-year degree still considered a bachelor's degree? Yes. Yep. It's an accredited degree. What are the pros and cons of the 3-year degree, especially in the US? The pros are you don't need to do any of the unneeded
electives.
Thank you. I couldn't find the word.
Any classes that don't have a direct tie to your major, a required class. So I know when I was in school, I took a few elective classes for fun. And I had a good time, but they were absolutely not related to my degree in communication.
Okay. Yeah, a couple more questions inside of here. Does BYU Pathway have the resources for applied health internships, or do you have to find that on your own?
Mm-hmm. So typically students find them on their own. There are opportunities that we're working with BYU Idaho and Ensign College to make it a little bit easier for students to find opportunities for internships or remote jobs after graduation. And so I would stay tuned as you get closer to that part of it. We also have some students who are currently working in a field that's related to their degree. And so they're able to use their current employment towards their internship hours.
Awesome. Okay, next part of this question is, who do I connect with to verify that like the internship that I found meets the requirements? Now, Brooke, I don't know this answer because this would be like a BYU Idaho question.
So the support, the answer's still going to come through BYU Pathway. So I would reach out to your mentor, and they can set up an appointment with an advisor for you if they don't have the answer already. But that's a more technical question that Darby and I just don't know the answer to. We're sorry. We wish we could help further, but we'll do our best to try to get that answer so we can help more in the future.
Okay, kind of a follow-up about degree planner. Someone else says it feels like there's kind of an error when you try to register. It feels okay now, but it sounds like there has been some issues with degree planner, Brooke. And Brooke has made our colleagues aware of this. Anytime, this is the fun thing about coming live with all of you, is when you let us know about something like this, I can see Brooke typing on the side, and she is always typing and asking somebody and raising a little flag and says, hey, is there a problem? We're getting kind of a report that there's a problem. So please let us know when you see something. You're talking to the right people right here. We will let people know. So here's a question about Institute. A former BYU Pathway student informed me there would be no need to take Institute because of my age. My mentors told me that there is Institute. Which one is correct?
Yes. So you will need to take Institute. And part of what is amazing about taking Institute during Pathway Connect is it's free credits. So when you transition to BYU Idaho and Ensign College Online and you participate in religion classes, there is a fee associated with that. It's their credits and you have to pay for them. But during Pathway Connect, you're getting free credits through Institute. So please make sure that you sign up for an Institute class and take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, because and you broke up there for a minute, but yeah, when you graduate from BYU Idaho or Ensign College, you do have to have those religion credits as part of your catalog to graduate. And so, like Brooke was saying, doing those while you are taking Pathway Connect is free, and it counts as the credits that you would have to pay for later. And that's part of the curriculum for BYU, for any of the church education schools, right, Brooke?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so great questions coming in. How do I pay the tuition in my country? Savvy asks.
Awesome. So Savvy, in your student portal, you're going to be able to pay that tuition. You will need to do so using a credit card or debit card, but you can pay tuition online in your student portal.
Awesome. Okay, it's taking us about 15 minutes to get to questions, so thank you for being patient. We are not trying to skip any of these. I think we have this question. Do you have only English courses? We got that one. Okay, so I'm going to follow up with another English question while I read this next longer one.
Awesome. So go ahead.
No, you do.
So if you visit englishconnect.org, or you can even go to BYU-Pathway.edu/EnglishConnect, you can learn more about the opportunities available for learning English online at a great rate. English Connect is divided into 3 programs. English Connect 1 and 2 are done locally for free. It's a great opportunity. Then English Connect 3, there is a small fee. It's similar to BYU Pathway in that it depends on where you live, what the cost is. But what's also really great about it is that the fee that you're paying for English Connect is so that you can have personalized feedback. So there's someone that is providing feedback on your grammar, your pronunciation, your reading comprehension. So the fee is minimal and a great use of your time to be able to learn English through English Connect. And it is available for people worldwide.
Awesome. I'm going to pull that up real quick. Brooke just shared another URL with me. And there's some more information there. Okay, so this next question asks, what is a Pathway Connect certificate? And then just give a little information about who they are, and then a question about scholarships. So we'll hit both parts of those questions. So what is a Pathway Connect certificate, Brooke?
Yeah, so a Pathway Connect certificate is a great opportunity for students to learn life skills, professional skills, and university skills. You're also learning some English and math along the way. So it is a great way for students to participate, and then it prepares them for BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. And then the other thing with scholarships or tuition discounts, we have 2 of them. One is for all students worldwide. It's the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. It is a needs-based tuition discount. So depending on what's going on in your life, you're eligible for 10, 25, or 50% off your tuition. And you can learn more on visiting the URL that Darby just put on the screen. And then the other tuition discount that we offer is the recently returned missionary discount. So this is good for anyone who has recently returned home from a full-time mission with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And it is Awesome for you to be able to take advantage of this. It stacks with the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. So anyone who does the Heber J. Grant tuition discount, which you have until January 15th to do. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you're going and doing that. And so it stacks. So you'll receive 10 you'll receive at least 35% off if you do the Heber J. Grant tuition discount and you've recently returned home from a mission. And the return missionary discount is good for 5 years from the day you return home from your mission.
Awesome. We're just going to keep hitting you with questions, Brooke. How do I get my institute course credits transferred to BYU Idaho for my degree? So it sounds like somebody probably has credits from a previous time. And let's talk about like what counts as a credit that would be able to be transferred in.
So if your institute credits are through your time in Pathway Connect, they will just transfer with you. There's nothing additional you need to do. If you took Institute outside of your time in Pathway Connect, unless you took the classes for credit. Typically, when you take an Institute class for credit, there are sometimes additional readings or papers or other things that you need to do in order to receive a letter grade and not just a passing participation grade. So unless you received a letter grade in your Institute class, unfortunately, those will not be eligible to transfer over to BYU Idaho for your degree. But if you participated in Institute during Pathway Connect, those will just transfer with you.
Awesome. Okay. Brooke, the next question says, what do I need to do to attend the English classes? I'll pull up the URL for that.
Perfect. So you're going to go to englishconnect.org. And then once you're on that website, there is a button that says join now. And that's where you'll go to log in and register for English Connect. And as part of your English Connect application, you will take a free English language assessment because we want to make sure, again, that you are at the appropriate level and placed in English Connect 1, 2, or 3.
Fabulous. Okay. So we answered the question about Institute. We're going to jump to 2 questions about military from the same user, Brooke. So does BYU Pathway accept military training in professional schools as transfer credits? And then is there a specific team to help those who are active military veterans?
Awesome. Great questions. So right now, BYU Pathway does not accept or transfer in credits for military or other professional services. So if you attended a college or university that is accredited, those credits can be transferred in. We don't have a team that is specific to active or military veterans, but all of our employees are ready to help, want to help you succeed. We have quite a few students who are either in the military or military spouses, because part of what they love about BYU Pathway is the flexibility to continue studying no matter where they live in the world. We actually met a gal at graduation a couple of weeks ago that was from the Philippines, and her husband was in the military and they were stationed in Italy and a couple of other places throughout her time as a BYU Pathway student. And so she loved that opportunity to be able to continue studying while joining her military spouse.
Everyone, these questions are so good. We're running, it's taking about 15 to 20 minutes on Facebook. I'm trying really hard to push these through. Thank you for being patient. The next question just says, hey, I'm interested. If you're interested in joining, you're just going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. And there's a little button in the upper right-hand corner that says apply for free. And you're going to walk through the application. Now, deadline-wise, Brooke, what should somebody know who's interested in applying?
Yeah, so if you're interested in joining Pathway Connect, there's still time. You can start your application right now and start classes on Monday. If you are interested in going directly to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, you're going to be able to do that, start that application, but you'll have to wait to start classes until April. So go to BYU-Pathway.edu to get started, and we are happy to help.
Awesome. The next question says, so for Pathway Connect, do I pay monthly or per term?
Yep.
How does that work, Brooke, for the 3 different classes?
Yep. So you're going to pay per term. So you have time during that 7 weeks to pay your tuition for that term. But you'll need to be paid in full before you can register for your next semester, next term of classes.
Okay, this next question is a little bit unusual. Hey, can I get the BYU Pathway Connect certificate if I failed an introductory course, but later passed a different introductory course?
Yeah, so Pathway Connect and the Pathway Connect certificate is actually not dependent on your introductory course. So if you got a 3.0 or higher in your core curriculum of Pathway Connect 101, 102, and 103, you are still eligible to receive the Pathway Connect certificate. And then in order to transfer to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, you just need that 3.0. And then you can retake the class that you failed previously to improve your GPA, but it's not required as part of the application process or to be able to move from Pathway Connect to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online.
See, guys, I told you, Brooke knows all the answers. I didn't know that answer. So, I mean,
Always
that's,
learning.
you're always learning. Okay, the next question has to do with internships, Brooke. It says, so how do the BYU Pathway, how do internships work when you're an online student? And that's a good question because at a traditional university, you would kind of work in that university system. But how do internships work and where can somebody find more information?
Yeah, so internships are a great option for students and typically part of your degree requirements. And so we are working on a couple of things over the next few months to make this process a little bit easier for students. So stay tuned for that. But I would say I would reach out to people in your local area or community to find an internship that is well suited to your position. I would also look on LinkedIn. I'd make sure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date. So we created a LinkedIn resource. So if you go to BYUpathway.edu/LinkedIn, you can learn more about setting up a really stellar LinkedIn profile and learning more about the experience.
And there's that URL for you. That took me an extra second. Awesome. So, okay, we're still trying to get through a bunch of Facebook questions. And we've got another one about English. So we've had quite a few English questions today. I'll pull that URL up, Brooke.
Awesome. Yeah, so English Connect is another program provided by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And we work very closely with English Connect for students who are interested in joining BYU Pathway but don't have the English skills necessary yet. So if you go to englishconnect.org, you can learn more and you'll be able to sign up for a class near you.
Awesome. Okay, this next question, I'm not sure what the question is for sure, but they said, hey, I have a bachelor's of art in psychology and I just finished some of my master's degree. Please let me know maybe what this is all about because I'm interested. Okay, so yeah, the cool thing about BYU Pathway is you can actually get a second bachelor's degree, like even if you already have a first one. So Brooke, give your pitch on BYU Pathway. This is a great chance.
So BYU Pathway is a great opportunity to help people start or finish a university degree. And just like Darby mentioned, you can get a second bachelor's degree through BYU Pathway. And so we have students all over the world that want to get a U.S. accredited degree. We even have some students who already have PhDs or doctorate degrees, but want a U.S. accredited degree. So you can go to BYUpathway.edu, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll click Apply for Free to get that application started and to join BYU Pathway. So we would love to help you continue to learn and grow and just excel.
Yeah, and if it's not the right thing for you, if you know somebody who would benefit, share this video with them. We would love that. Yeah. We have a technical question. Hey, I accidentally changed my degree planner. How can I fix it? Because I need to change my second certificate. No, we get it. It happens. Brooke, what's the process for getting that fixed if they're having problems?
So you should be able to go back into your degree planner and just reselect the certificate that you had before, or to be able to change it. So you should be able to do that right in your degree planner. If you're having issues with that, you can reach out to your mentor. And they'll be able to support you through that, whether it's they know the answer directly and can sort of screen share and walk you through it, or they can set up an appointment with an advisor for you.
All right, we have two right in a row that just says, hey, I love online classes and I get to start in April. Or if they're asking how to start in April, how does somebody apply, Brooke?
Yeah. So right now the application is still open for January. And in a couple of weeks, the application will open to start in April. And you'll just go to BYU-Pathway.edu and in the upper right-hand corner, click apply for free.
Okay. Second question, how does BYU Pathway evaluate an aspiring student's education status? Like, does it matter if somebody has secondary school certificate before joining? We don't get this one tons anymore. So let's talk about what are the requirements to join, Brooke?
Yeah, I love it. So if you are over the age of 18 years old, you do not need to have a high school diploma or secondary school diploma to get started. You just have to start with Pathway Connect. So when you start with Pathway Connect, you don't have to provide ACT, SAT. There's no application fee. You don't have to provide any previous transcripts, which is awesome. So you're just going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll click apply for free, and that will take you to our admissions page where you can learn a little bit more and then start your application.
Awesome. We've got about 10 questions in the queue, Brooke. We're going to hit in the next about 5 minutes. How about returning students? What's the process if somebody wants to come back?
Yes, we would love to have you back. You're going to go to returningstudents.byupathway.org, and that's where you can go to log in and get started again. We would love to have you back.
Okay. Next question says, hey, I've tried to register, but it didn't go through.
Okay. So Salati, can you tell us a little bit more information? Are you trying to register for BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online, or are you trying to register for BYU Pathway? If you could give us a little more info, that would be helpful. You're still eligible to enroll in BYU Pathway Worldwide. If you are an online certificate or degree student, you need to have that application finished in order to register for your classes. So if you could give us a little more info, that would be great.
Awesome. Okay. What's the difference between BYU Pathway or Pathway Connect and BYU Idaho? So yeah, it's complicated. Well, it's confusing.
So BYU Pathway is a foundational experience for those that go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College. BYU Pathway is a great opportunity to take advantage of Pathway Connect. When you do so, can you hear me?
You broke up there for a minute.
So with Pathway Connect, it's great for students who have never attended a U.S. based university or education system. It's also great for those who are looking for a terrific price. Tuition is all prorated based on where you live. And when you start with Pathway Connect, you're able to take that tuition rate with you to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. And then Pathway Connect is 21 weeks, and BYU Idaho or Ensign College, you can continue going all the way through a bachelor's degree. And you can take one class a term or, as many as you feel like you can handle.
Awesome. Hey, I just applied for the program. When will I be able to enroll in classes, or how do I get started with institutes?
I love
Great question, actually.
I love it. So once you get your offer of admission, you'll be enrolled and should hear from your service missionaries. And so you'll have a institute class and your gathering during the same term. But welcome to BYU Pathway.
We love it. Okay. Happy New Year. Okay. Love it. Sorry. I'm just trying to get through all of our questions.
Eduardo, that's awesome.
Okay, so can they transfer all of the religious courses that I studied before to BYU Idaho, like the institute courses?
Yeah, so Atong, it's going to depend on if you took the institute classes for credit. And that's the biggest thing. So if you just attended the institute classes as sort of a participation, pass-fail, that won't work. But if you took those institute classes for credit, you will be able to transfer them.
Okay. How does the graduation ceremony work?
Love it. So when you finish Pathway Connect, there's usually just a small celebration with your cohort. But when you complete your degree through BYU Idaho or Ensign College, you are absolutely welcome to come participate on campus. There's also a virtual graduation ceremony with speakers. And so you can participate in the virtual or in person or both.
Fabulous. Okay, the next question says, we're trying to get through these as quick as we can. There's 6 more left that I can see. Okay. How can I enroll? Because I got a confirmation that you can only enroll if you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Okay, so that's the first part of the question.
Yep. So Prince, there are a couple, depending on where you live, if you don't have to be a member of the church, there's only a few places in the Middle East where you do need to be a member of the church in order to participate. And there's a couple of places where we've reached our enrollment cap. And so you might be in one of those locations. If that's the case, you'll be able to start classes in April. And so you don't have to be a member of the church to participate. So please make sure that you go on and are ready to start in April if we've reached the enrollment cap in your area. And then we shared a little bit earlier, we have a LinkedIn profile. So it's BYU-Pathway.edu/LinkedIn. You can go there to learn a little bit more about setting up a great profile and using what you're learning in your degree. In Pathway Connect 102, there's also some professional skills classes that you're learning more about job readiness and participating that will really set you up for success as you're looking for employment opportunities.
Fabulous. Okay, the next question is about, can I get a second degree?
Yes. So you can get a second degree. So if you are already a BYU Idaho student and you want to get a second degree, we will use as many classes as possible. Depending on how long ago you received your first degree through BYU Idaho Online, you might have to do some classes over if the classes change significantly, or if there are different graduation requirements for that degree now than when you started. And so you are eligible to do that and come back for a second bachelor's degree.
Fabulous. When does Pathway Connect start in Peru? So all of the 101 and 103 start January 8th for everywhere, right, Brooke? And then again, if you're looking to join 103, that class starts the middle of February.
Yep. And
102. Then 102, you're right.
And then classes start every January, April, and September. So if you're feeling like, whoa, it's Wednesday, I'm not ready to start school on Monday, you can just wait a couple of weeks, and the application to enroll starting in April will open soon.
Okay. Can I still continue while I'm on my mission?
Yeah. So by and large, no. You'll have to take a pause while you're serving your mission. There are a few parts of the world where mission leaders can approve participation, but it's done on an individual basis and up to the local mission leaders, whether or not they allow BYU Pathway to be done during missionary service. If you are a service missionary serving a full-time service mission, you can do BYU Pathway during your service mission, but during a full-time proselyting mission, it's going to be up to the mission leaders.
Okay, we've got, I think, 3 more questions. One's just a shout out, watching from Liberia. Hello. Hi. David has a question. He says, hey, I want to get the tuition discount, but I didn't complete Pathway Connect 101. I want to start over, but I don't want to formally withdraw. What does that kind of look like? He would just need to retake the course if he's missing one, right, Brooke?
Yeah. So if you want to, you can just go into your student portal and re-register for Pathway Connect 101 if you want to start over. And then even if you've already paid your tuition for Pathway Connect 101, you can do your Heber J. Grant tuition discount. And then you'll receive a reimbursement or a prorate on your next tuition due.
Okay, Brooke, this is just a follow-up from Prince earlier, who said he was having some issues. So let's address this. Okay.
So Prince, if you could send us a direct message, we'll try to get you more information. And there's just a couple of questions I think might be better for us to answer that way. But if you want to start an application, you can go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says Apply for Free. That will take you to our admissions page. And then you can click on, you can read a little bit more, and then there'll be a gold button that says Apply Now. And then on there, it'll say new student or returning student. You will need to create a free church account. And so this is just done through... it's basically a single sign-on. So it's a way for us to have everyone create an account to be able to enroll in BYU Pathway, but you do not need to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in order to set up a church account.
Awesome. And that's the end of our questions today, Brooke. So we're going to end our live. This has been another great session. If you've got questions, we've got answers. So I'm going to close it out and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Thanks for
everyone.
joining.